That'll be my still. Guarantee it. It'll be my still. I already know it. I'm just gonna pop you guys right here for a second. 1 second. I gotta be quiet because it's like my kids. They're home today because today's Black Friday. And they're home till Monday. Well, my oldest is here until Monday, and then my youngest is actually here until December 4th because he's going back to preschool. He didn't do very good in kindergarten, so they don't think that he's ready for kindergarten yet. So he's fortunate enough to go back to preschool on December 4th. I'm kind of excited about it because it's really cute, and so I'm really kind of amped about that. So basically, I wanted to make a video talking about not feeling guilty when you need a break. I know women go through this more than men. Women tend to feel more guilty about this than men do. I could be wrong. I mean, it might have changed now. Men might feel guilty about this too. Maybe it's a universal thing. Humans in general, we just feel guilty about this in general. When we get sick, or when we're having poor mental health days, or, you know, I think I just saw a snowflake. Probably did. So last night, I didn't sleep very well. Right now, it's that time of month for me. My PMDD right now is starting. It started about 2 days ago, and I'm just not doing well. I'm not doing well at all. I've been really angry during the day, really emotional, lots of anxiety. My hormones are all over the place. And then, so at night, my sleep schedule last night kind of just went out the window. I've been basically just kind of like up and down, and I didn't sleep very well last night. Well, I had work this morning, and I was supposed to be there at 9 a.m. And needless to say, yesterday was one of the biggest holidays of the year. It was Thanksgiving. And then I had like a 3-day break. And it is ironic because in that 3-day break is when my PMDD started. And I kind of noticed it, and I was like, whatever, I'll probably be fine by the time I go back to work. And yeah, no, I wasn't. So I really struggled last night with guilt because I was like, I can't take a day off, because if I take a day off, like, I'm going to let my family down and like blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to let my job down and blah, blah, blah. And in this guilt, something came to me that was like, life happens. You cannot feel guilty for taking care of yourself. And one of my neighbors is making me suspicious. My truck's been getting vandalized lately by one of our neighbors, and we're not sure who it is, but I'm starting to wonder who it is. And I hope it's not her, because she's actually, she's one of my favorite little neighbors, and I'm hoping to God it's not her doing it. Anyways. So, something just came to me that was like, you know, life happens, and, you know, you can't feel guilty for getting sick or having a down day or, you know, etc. And the thing is that people fail to realize too, is that, and this has been a saying that's been going around, is that jobs will replace you in a heartbeat. They don't care about you. They really don't. They're only worried about their business. They don't care how their employees really are feeling. They don't really care about if you're going through a mental health crisis, if you're having severe health issues. They don't care if you're having family issues or personal issues. They don't give a crap, because if you quit or what have you, they'll replace you the next day. They're just going to find somebody else to replace you with what you're doing. So technically, and the same goes for people, is that you can just find another job in a week. Like, you can just find someplace else to go. So what is the point of putting your health on the line and putting your brain on the line and making yourself more sick for a place they honestly don't care? And here's the prime example of this. So I text in a group chat. I had a group chat with my supervisor and all my coworkers. And this group chat is to be used to let people like, hey, I'm going to be late. I'm coming. I'm on my way. Blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. So I texted this group chat at like 5 a.m. this morning to let everybody, it was like 4-hour notice, to let everybody know I'm not coming in. I was sick. I had a hard time, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, I woke up this morning to a text message basically saying that I had to call in and that wasn't allowed, and that I need to call to let them know that I'm not coming in. Even though they said this in the group chat. They said this in the group chat and they already were aware of it. They already know, they were already in it. But yet they wanted me to do it anyways because they were mad because I wasn't coming in. So they were trying to punish me for being sick. They were getting irritated that I was sick. So put me on blast in front of all my coworkers, which is toxic, and make me, try to feel guilty. Here comes the guilt for taking care of myself and making myself be as strong as I can so I can come to work tomorrow. And I'm a good worker. I bust my butt when I'm at work. I literally will break my back doing what I have to do to get the job done. I am not a lazy worker. I will go above and beyond. I literally will do extra things that I'm not supposed to be doing that are out of my scope of work. And I'm a good worker. So when I take a day off, I need the day off. Like I'm just not feeling it. I knew today I wasn't going to be that great. I knew today I was going to be slacking. I was going to have a hard time emotionally. I knew I was going to struggle. I'm probably going to struggle tomorrow too. I'm probably going to have a hard time. But the bottom line is that I knew in my heart that my health is more important than a place that literally will just replace me tomorrow if they wanted to, or they're just going to find somebody else. I think my neighbor's about to come to my door. Nope. She looks like a mini Beyonce. She's so cute. But anyways, and it is sad how jobs have changed nowadays. They're not the way they used to be 20 or 30 or 40 years ago, that they genuinely cared about their employees, that they actually, they gave you turkeys or hams on the holidays, or they gave you bonuses and things like that. They paid you overtime for being there on a holiday. They don't do this anymore. They don't care. They literally do not care about people. They were literally just work you to death. They're going to do what we say. We're going to underpay you. And then if you screw up, we're going to fire you and replace you with somebody else. And they're just waiting in line behind you to take your job. You don't matter to us. We really don't care about you. Why is it the goal is to put ourselves through hell for a place that literally doesn't care about you? They don't care. It's not worth it. Bottom line, it's not worth it. Me, like I said, I'm a hard worker. I am loyal to my job. I do like my job. And that's why I didn't go in today, because I knew I wasn't going to be productive to the company, and I wasn't going to be productive to my customers and my people that are there. I knew I was going to I was going to slack off on them, and they were going to just be like, this is bad. Like, she's not with it today. I don't want to waste their time. I don't want to sit there and waste them. I want them to get their stuff done and get that place moving. I'm just going to be dead weight. I knew that today I was going to be dead weight. So I was like, I'm just going to not go in today. I'm just going to take the day off. I'm going to save them some time, and I'm just not going to do it. Now, tomorrow I'm going to have to like push past this. And tomorrow I have to, which is a shame that we have to do this, but I have to push past and put on a brave face and plow through this. But today I chose myself, and I chose, my health today, and I chose me. That is a stigma in today's society, that you basically work yourself to death. And a lot of people are, it's the grind, it's the grind, it's the grind. Nobody believes in taking care of yourself. And that's why people are dying, in their 60s and their 70s, and they're dying these early ages, because they're killing themselves for jobs. Because even after you pass away, when you're in your 60s and 70s or what have you, just like my father, my dad's going on 67 years old. My dad's almost 70 years old. My dad has been working his ass off my whole entire life. My dad has been, I do remember times, but I'd say 85% of the time, my dad was working all the time. And I'm like listening to my kids and talking at the same time, because I don't know what they're doing. So I think they're watching Disney movies. And my dad literally, I watched my dad basically give himself up. He had it all. He did. He had a beautiful house. He had a great truck. He had a really nice truck that he bought. He was leasing. He had tools and all the gadgets that he wanted. He had everything he wanted. But my dad was physically torn apart. He had, I can't remember what it's called. He had a shoulder, like a rotary problem. It was completely frozen. It's messed up. And that started in his 40s. He had back issues. He had really, really bad sleeping habits. He literally would, like, because he was working double shifts, he would work from 7 o'clock in the morning until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then the boss would come to him and say, we need you to work the night shift. And then he would work another shift, and he would stay up all night and then go home the next day at 5 o'clock in the morning, just to have to go back to work the next day for his regular shift at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. My dad would literally just, he works himself nonstop. That's the way his mentality is, because back then that's the way that it was. That's the mentality that this generation had, that you worked for what you want, which is true. You do. You're supposed to work for what you want. But they didn't have the, what is the word? They didn't have the recognition of, there's a fine line between choosing your health and your job. It was your job. Because in their minds it was, if you died working, at least you supported your family. And that is basically on your headstone. Everything else about you didn't matter. It just, the other aspects of my father, that he was a good, he was a good husband and a good father, and he was creative, and I don't say it was, he is. He's creative, and he's very outgoing, and he loves the outdoors, and he's very smart when it comes to the outdoors, and he's very intelligent when it comes to that kind of stuff. All the other aspects didn't matter. It was basically just, it's work, 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 work. And then if you die doing that, and I will say this, his mental health took a hit. My dad's mental health is trash. Like, he has the worst anger issues. He is temperamental beyond belief. My dad, like I say, he's going on 70, and he's temperamental. He's very, he's crabby. He's a crabby old man. And it's because of his life. It's because of the shit that he had to do in order to get to where he is today. And I'm going to say, it ain't much to where he's at right now. He's living in a 2-bedroom apartment with my mother, and he has, yes, he is retired. Technically, he is supposed to be retired, but he's not. He's on Social Security, but he's working. My dad works, 3 to 4 days a week, and he works 8 to 12-hour shifts. He's going on 67 years old. He won't even retire. He won't. Because that's the mentality that he has. Because of what he did back then. He didn't choose himself. He chose his career, and he continues to keep doing that because he thinks he's not important, or he's not being productive if he's not at work, and that what he's doing with his life isn't worth anything if he's not working. That's wrong, dude. It's basically saying you're not worth anything if you're not at work. If you're not work, and you're not doing this, he won't even retire. My father won't retire completely. I don't want to be like that. I do want to take care of my kids, and I do want to take care of my life, but I don't want to make myself not worth anything. I don't want to make myself to the point where I don't matter and I die an early death because I killed myself for nothing. There's people just walking around outside right now. It's like 29 degrees outside, and it's funny because it's been 40, 50, 60 degrees all these past weeks, and nobody would go outside. And now it's like 29, and there's people just walking around, just playing. This place is weird. Anyways, the bottom line of this video is it's 15 minutes long. Don't feel guilty about taking a day off. If you need to take a day off, they ain't gonna die. If they think that they are, and that corporation or that business or whatever, you go like, oh, and they make a big deal about it, it's not really your fault. That's just poor management. They don't have any way of keeping themselves afloat if they lose one employee for the day and they can't keep themselves going one day. That's just poor management on that's their fault. That's their problem. It's not yours. Because you're going to return the next day. It's just one day. And I'm not going to apologize for that anymore, and I don't want to feel guilty for that anymore because it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's poor management. And they're not making a big deal about it. Fortunately, my job is not. They're not making a big deal about me staying home. They got a little pissed off this morning about me not calling in or whatever, but I don't want to feel guilty about that anymore like I did in the past. Now, I will say this, don't take like consecutive days off and think that taking a week off of work is fine and, and be like, peace. That's just quitting your job. Like, that's just giving up on your job. That means you really don't like the job. Then you need to really kind of reconsider what you're doing and be like, do I like this job or not? Because if not, then just leave. We'll find a different one. But taking a day off every so often for your health is not the end of the world. At least not for you. And if it is and they act like that, whatever job you're working at, where they think that they're going to die, it's their fault. That's poor management on them. They need to hire more people. And they need to kick it up a notch here. Like, Anyways, I'm going to go before I get cut off. I think my husband's about ready to call. But that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Peace out. I look like crap today. Oh, and I deleted that other video because not that anybody really noticed. I deleted one of my videos because it was stupid. And one of the things that I said in it didn't make any sense. So I was like, I rewatched it and I was like, I'm going to delete this. This video is stupid. It doesn't make any sense. But all right. Peace out.